Hello, good evening, and welcome to a particularly special, friendly on the commentary hub. My name is Nicholas Jones, and it is England women's friendly match, hotly anticipated against the United States, the current World Cup winning holders, and I'd have to say that this could. I have to say that this could go either way. And this match is used to commemorate 50 years of England women, and many players, past and present, will gather around the stadium at half time. As for the US, they won the Women CONCACAF Championship this year and have already qualified for the 2023 Women's World Cup. The last competitive match between those two was in the 2020 She Believes Cup, and England, as we know, have already qualified. And England, as we already know, have qualified for the Women's World Cup, having beat their match being decided, their fate, I should say, being decided by beating Austria soundly back in September. Their most recent game was a 10-0 demolition of Luxembourg, and in their last competitive match, in the She Believes Cup, the US won 2-0 with Kristen Press and Kristen Press and the legendary Carly Lloyd scoring in that particular game. But most people will likely remember the Women's 2019 World Cup semi-final in France, where England and the US met. Where England and the US met, and it was a clear cut game between, and it was a very close run game between England and the US. The US held the initial lead through press. Ellen White scored England's only goal, and Alexandra Morgan retook the lead, and the US, I should say, never lost it. And as I talk to you now, the match, the Women's European Trophy is being placed inside at Wembley Stadium, where the game is being taken place. There's a lot of lights being thrown around, so a hugely important occasion. The players have now made their way out of the tunnel as I speak, and very soon it will be time for the national anthems. Just going through a pre-match light show showcasing England's triumph, and as actually say it, the American squad are in the tunnel. They are being managed by Vlatko Andovanovski, and he's been in charge for the team. He's been in charge of the team since 2019. And his assistant coaches, Milan Ivanovic and Twila Kilgore. Big changes for England as Alessia Russo and Leah Williamson miss out on this game due to injury. Millie Bright will take Williamson's position as captain, something she has done many times, something she has done a few times before. Millie Bright and the England team now assembling have now gathered next to the US in the tunnel, and American players to look out for. I would have to say Megan Rapinoe. She was one of the great scorers for the team during the Women's World Cup. And an interesting side note: one of the substitutes, Crystal Dunn. She used to play for Chelsea in the Women's Super League. And another name we might be hearing of is Lindsay Horan, the captain for this game, she plays for Lyon. She plays for Lyon in the French Women's Division 1. And both the teams are now making their way out of the tunnel. Chloe Kelly amongst them, the match winner for England in their European final against Germany. But I have to say that Serena Wigman's side will have their work very much cut out, and I thought that they would have their work cut out too against Germany. But as we know, the unexpected happens. So will they be as lucky against the US this time? We shall see. And the team's now gathering around the centre of the pitch for the national anthems, and we pause for and will shortly pause for the national anthem of the United States. And everyone just getting ready and pausing for a moment, or two. So any time now, it will be the national anthem for the United States. Both national anthems sung by players and supporters. England's had a bit more gusto, I should say, and this was England's first competitive fixture to have "God Save the King." And now we can go through the lineups, starting with England. In goal is number 1, Mary Ertz. Number 2, Lucy Bronze. Number 3, Rachel Daly. Number 4, Kira Walsh. Number 5, Lily Bright. Number 6, Alex Greenwood. Number 7, Beth Mead. Number 8, Georgia Stanway. Number 9, Lauren Hemp. Number 10, Frank Kirby. And number 11, Chloe Kelly. For the United States, in goal is number 1, Alyssa Nair. Number 3, Alana Cook. Number 6, Trinity Rodman. Number 8, Sophia Huerta. Number 10, Lindsay Horan. Number 11, Sophia Smith. Number 12, Naomi Germer. Number 15, Megan Rapinoe. Number 16, Rose Lavelle. Number 17, Andy Sullivan. And number 23, Emily Fox. On the subs bench for England is number 12, Esme Morgan. Number 13, Ellie Roebuck. Number 14, Katie Zeelam. Number 15, Lottie Woodman-Moy. Number 16, Jess Carter. Number 17, Nikita Paris. Number 18, Ella Toone. Number 19, Jess Parker. Number 20, Demi Stokes. Number 21, Sandy McIver. Number 22, Lauren James. Number 23, Ebony Salmon. For substitutes for the US, number 2, Ashley Sanchez. Number 4, the regular captain, Becky Sauerbrunn. And the players now gathering around as a sign of solidarity to around protect the players in light of recent accusations against a national women's soccer league manager for sexual misconduct. Number 7, Ashley Hatch. Number 13, Alyssa Thompson. Number 14, Sam Coffey. Number 18, Casey Murphy. Number 19, Crystal Dunn. England are in a 4-1-4-1 formation. The US are in a 4-3-3 formation. If I missed out on anything, could you please correct me on that? The remaining substitutes are Jalen Howell, Aubrey Kingsbury, number 22, Hallie Mace, and number 25, Savannah Di Mello. Everyone now getting into their respective positions. I will check shortly who the referee is, and it looks. I'll check shortly who the referee is as everyone gets into tactics and huddles. You know what they're going to use. England. Serena Vigman says that England don't fear the US and as Serena Vigman takes her place in the manager's dugout, and the England team are now gathering around for what looks to be a minute's silence, I should say. So that was the minute's silence as everyone now breaks away, and also tonight on the Commentary Hub we shall be updating you on a crucial championship game between Queen's Park Rangers and Reading. Whoever wins tonight could potentially go to the top of the championship table, currently headed by Sheffield United. But back to the main game in hand. It will be the US to kick us off as everyone takes the knee in solidarity. Polite round of applause. The US, the United States wearing all blue, England all white, and it will be the captain Horan who will kick the game off as Megan Rapinoe takes her position, and away we go for this hotly anticipated friendly between England and the United States. And England straight in there with Chloe Kelly, and she's passed now to Kira Walsh. Now back towards Rachel Daly, who until recently played for Houston Dash in the National Women's Soccer League before returning to England, and Aston Villa as an early throw-in is to be given to the US to the United States, or should I say England? It'll be an England throw as Adanovsky sits on the subs bench calmly chewing his gum. Dugout calmly chewing his gum as the US now as the US now back in possession with Fox straight towards Haran, I think it was, and a foul by what looked to be Georgia Stanway, but I couldn't really see who was at fault. Anyway, the US now charging towards goal, saved by Mary Earps, and it was Sophia Smith who was aiming towards goal. She was just running through like nobody's business. Took a shot at goal, I should say, but Mary Earps just pounced at the right time. Difficult to say who's in charge right at this moment in time, but after almost a minute and a half, it's England 0, the United States 0. The United States still holding control of the ball, and straight now to the defender, Alana Cook. Alana Cook passing up the field, up the wing, I should say, now towards Haran. I think that's Trinity Rodman with the ball. Now back towards Cook. Cook needs to find a teammate to pass to her quickly, and straight away she's found Herter, although Chloe Kelly was menacing from behind. And it's now with Bronze. Straight now to Walsh. Walsh under pressure from the US, but the US doing really well to keep control of the ball, and straight towards Smith, but England managed to put a stop to that one. Great teamwork by both England and the United States, as the ball is now with the captain Millie Bright. Millie Bright now with the ball now straight towards Lucy Bronze. No goals as of yet between QPR and Reading. Now straight towards, I think that's Chloe Kelly, but it was picked up by Alana Cook. Now it's with Trinity Rodman. Rodman crossing towards Sophia Smith, but well blocked by England, and nice control of the ball by Greenwood, who passes to Daly. Daly back towards Greenwood, although Rodman looked like she wants to take the ball off. Now Mary Earps manages to clear it out, but she had Sophia Smith for company. Now the ball is back with Greenwood, but Greenwood passes to Lucy Bronze. Now Walsh. It's getting very tense at Wembley Stadium, as the ball is now back with Greenwood. Now Daly in control of the ball. Daly passing back towards Greenwood. Now it's Bright. Bronze passing to Bronze now passing up towards Kelly. Now back to Walsh. Bronze again. Now it's Bright. Greenwood holding onto the ball, holding off the attack by the US. Well, now it's with Kira Walsh. Walsh under pressure from Sullivan, but did well to pass towards Bright. Now it's with Lucy Bronze, and a good tackle by Walsh. Walsh now running up the field with the ball. Can she pass to Kelly? Yes, she can. Kelly going for a long-range shot, but saved. Or was it Beth Mead? Indeed, it was Beth Mead. But a well-timed save by Alyssa Nair. Nice setup by Walsh. She looked for the right time to pass to Beth Mead, and she did a nice back pass, I should say. But Nair was too quick for Mead's shot at goal, and that is, I think, the closest England has come to scoring so far. Just coming up to the 5-minute mark now. It's still England 0, United States 0, as Cook now passes to Megan Rapinoe, and Rapinoe has now found Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith still managing to keep control of the ball. Not for long, though. Loses it to Alex Greenwood, who passes to Walsh. Walsh now finds Lucy Bronze, but intercepted by Andy Sullivan, and the ball has gone out of play for a throw-in. And I've just managed to, and I've actually managed to get Mike Harneman in. Mike, good evening. What's the?
Oh, evening, mate. How we doing? You all right?
Yeah, good evening. What do you make of what's happening so far?
Yeah, to be honest, I've just literally just flicked it on now. To be honest, the game So just hang tight while I. There we go. Yeah, I think just turn this down here a minute. I think it's been quite a good, decent enough start from England. Obviously, USA are no mean opposition as well, and obviously they're kind of just cancelling each other out at the minute, really, from what I can see. There's not really been an awful lot of chances or anything like that from what I'm aware of. But we'll have to wait and see how the game progresses. But at the minute, I'll just see what happens here with this US attack. But just kind of cancelling each other out at the minute, I think, really.
Certainly looking very close right now as a throw-in just taken by England. It's now Kirby with the ball, but cut out well by Rodman as like Mike says, they've been cancelling each other out quite a lot, and it's a throw-in to be taken by Huerta, but she manages to keep control of the ball, I should say. It's now with Alana Cook. That's a nice long range cross, but Smith couldn't get to the ball in time, and well intercepted by Alex Greenwood after just over 7 minutes. It's England 0, the USA 0, and still 0-0 between QPR and Reading in the Championship. As Daly prepares to take the throw for England. And she composes herself, tries to bring forward Greenwood, which she does, but the USA are quick to react and nick the ball. It's Lindsay Horan passing to Sophia Huerta. Huerta now finds Smith, but Smith bundled down by Greenwood, but she's quickly back up on her feet. That looked very unnecessary in my view, as Huerta now trying to cross towards Rapinoe. Well cleared by Bronze. Now the ball is with Emily Fox. Fox now passing to Cook. Or was that Germer? I think it was Germer who had that ball. Now it's with Cook. Cook crossing towards Huerta. But Mary Ertz is able to deal with that one. My heart was in my mouth for the best part of. My heart was in my mouth for quite a while, as Ertz now passing the ball around to Daly, I should say. But Rodman tried to tackle, but to no avail. Now it's back with Greenwood. Greenwood to Walsh. Now back with Greenwood. Now Walsh again, although she has to watch out for Rose Lavelle, as Bright now passes to Lucy Bronze. She's got Rapinoe flanking her, but she manages to do the right thing and pass to, I think that was Kirby. Now it's going towards Beth Mead, or is it Lauren Hebb? No, it's Lauren Hebb, and England take the lead. I was not expecting that to happen, but what a superb finish by Lauren Hemp, and the Lionesses take the lead against the USA at Wembley. How do you see that one, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was really, really good from England. I thought that was some sensational football actually from the Lionesses there. I think the defender there, was it Cook, could have done a little bit better for the US, but from an England point of view, I thought that was some really very, very good football. And yeah, it was sort of pretty much one touch for moments of it there as well. And really well taken from Lauren Hemp, who obviously really wants to impress in the number 9 role after obviously Ellen White announcing her retirement. And obviously now Lauren is the go-to in regards to that aspect. And that goal is certainly going to do her the world of good. And hopefully she can kick on and get go on and score a few more.
Yes, she certainly will need to, because the US are undoubtedly looking for revenge, as Chloe Kelly now has the ball for England. Surely not. But saved by Alyssa Ney. I was just going to say England going for a second, surely not. But that would have been even more of a surprise. But I think Naya but I think Naya must have wise to the situation by now, and that is Hemp's 10th goal in 40 appearances for the Lionesses. Now it's Alana Cook for the US. She's passed now to Huerta and now finds Rose Lavelle to Chloe Kelly. Now it's with Fran Kirby. Kirby does well to pass to Lauren Hebb. Lauren Hebb dancing around the edge of the 18-yard box, but well defended and saved by the United States. Still 0-0 between QPR and Reading, and we're now just over 11 and a half minutes. It's England 1, the United States 0, as Daly throws to Fran Kirby. Kirby now passing down the field to Alex Greenwood, and it's now with Georgia Stanway. Stanway does well to pass up the field to Bronze. Now back towards Beth Mead. Stanway again. Now Mead. Walsh passing again to Alex Greenwood. Now back towards Walsh. Lovely cross by Walsh towards Beth Mead. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Bronze just inside the 18-yard box. The USA do well to defend that one. And the ball is now with Megan Rapinoe. With someone like Rapinoe, you'd have expected to see her score sooner. I'm surprised she hasn't. And Walsh now passing to Lauren Hemp. Now back towards Walsh. To now Daly. Now with Fran Kirby. And the ball has now found Chloe Kelly, although she has a lot of US players flanking her. I mean, trying to crowd her, but so far that has not worked. And England still managed to have control of the ball. Greenwood now passing the ball around, almost intercepted by the US, but England still managed to hold on to the ball. Coming up to 13 minutes, it's England 1, the USA 0. And still 0-0 between QPR and Reading. Bright now with the ball, passing now to Greenwood. Greenwood now back towards Bright as the ball has gone out of play for a US throw. It'll be a throw into the US to be taken by Emily Fox. So Fox throws. Was almost picked up by Huerta, but it's now with Chloe Kelly. Kelly now just inside the 18-yard box, cross it, trying to find Beth Mead, but Hemp's shot, I should say, was easily saved by Nair. I thought that was going to be a second goal, but England just lost concentration for a moment. England lost concentration, I think, as Rodman now trying to find Sophia Smith, and the ball's just about tackled by Daly, or was it Smith on Daly? I think it was Smith. The referee goes over to try and sort out the situation. Daly almost stumbled over, did well to hold on to the ball, but the actions by Smith. How do you see this one, Mike? Mike?
Yeah, so I was just I was just watching it back there just a second ago as well, and I thought, overall it was decent play from England. I think, unlucky not to be 2-0 up. Just showing the replay of the goal again on my side, and it was a really well taken finish from Lauren Hemp.
Hold it, Mike. It's a free kick to the USA. Hold it, Mike. It's a free kick to the US. As it'll be Rapinoe to take the free kick. I thought that should have gone against them, but the free kick taken by Rapinoe, saved easily by England. You were saying?
No, I was just going to say, just in regards to that free kick as well. I'm with you. I think it's a very soft free kick there that the referee has given. I think potentially that could certainly be going the other way. And obviously that's where you've got to be very wary of Rapinoe, because obviously she's a really dangerous player and a player that can cause a lot of issues and a lot of problems to the defence. And, fortunately that was just outside the area, so there was no danger of it being a penalty or anything like that. But, I just think the referee actually got that one wrong. And I'm in agreement with you that it probably should have gone the other way.
Corner just taken by Rapinoe, which didn't go their way, and England players are now having to attend to Lauren Hemp, which is this was the earlier goal that we saw, and a well-deserved one it was too. I think she got caught up in an incident we did not see, and so she could be injured. The physio's now coming over to have a look at her, and if she is, that will be such a shame because she has made quite the impression, and as Mike said earlier, wearing the number 9 shirt as once worn by Ellen White. The physios and the team now coming over to have a look. Whether she'll be in a fit. Whether she'll be in an
issue with the cheekbone. Yeah.
Yes. According to Mike, it might sound. According to Mike, it might. Do you think it could be broken?
Yeah. I'm not too sure. I'm not medically, trained or anything like that, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, it looked like it was an issue with, the cheekbone or the jaw, potentially something like that. Yeah.
And I can just about see what happened. It was to do with the free kick. Rapinoe's effort went straight into Hemp's cheek there, and that is potentially what could have caused. The problem. As I understand, as I see it now, she's straight back up on her feet. I think she'll be walked around. I think she was a bit winded. She was wincing earlier, but she appears to be okay. Whether she'll continue playing or not, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see whether she'll be able to carry on or not. Meantime, goal kick to be taken by Mary Earps, and still 0-0 between QPR and Reading. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an additional period of about 3 or 4 minutes to be added onto this game as Greenwood crosses the ball forward. But it's a free kick to the US to be taken by Huerta towards Alana Cook. Cook now passing to Naomi Gurman. Now back towards Cook. Cook does well to hold off Kirby. Now Huerta and Rodman. Now straight towards Rose Lavelle. Rose Lavelle aiming for Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith should have scored earlier. Could she do it this time? The answer is no. Nice with Lindsay Horan. But Mary Earps did manage to deflect the ball away. But a bit of a kerfuffle going on inside the goal area. And after just over 18.5 minutes, England still lead the US by a goal to 0. Earps did manage to get her hands to it, but the ball just marginally went over the line as Horan tried to get hold of it.
I think it was a mixture of actually Mary Earps and the defender as well, actually there helping her out. It was actually, I'm trying to see who it was, the defender that was on the line helping out as well. And it was really good play from, defensive standpoint there. I thought that was really, really good. And I'll have to just sort of see when he comes up on the replay who it was helping her out there to help her get it behind as well, because, they deserve lots of credit there for their part in that. That was some very good defending.
Goal kick quickly taken by Earps, and England still managed to control the ball well. As a bit of an incident going on earlier, which I didn't see, and that was between Stanway and Fox. Fox appeared to get the worst of it. She was just knocked to the ground. I think she was momentarily winded, but I think she should be okay. Serena Wigman having a word with Stanway. I think that was to do with the incident between her and Fox, or is it to do with something else? And in fact, it could well be to do with the incident involving Fox, as Fox now receiving on the spot treatment from the physios. This game, Mike, as it pains me to say it, but it's starting to get just that little bit ugly.
It's starting to get a little bit heated, and I think that's probably going to be the end of her evening. I think as well. I think there'll be a substitution here, and obviously for her and for the US, that's going to be a big blow and a big loss to how they play. But I do believe that will probably, be the end of her evening here now. And she's, only had 21, 22 minutes. And, I think that'll be, they'll go to the bench now and probably make a change. Yeah.
Credit to Fox though, because she's been a right nuisance at the back, and she's being heaved onto her feet. Wouldn't be surprised if there is going to be if she is going to be subbed on, and in fact she is. And coming onto the pitch, I should say, will be Haley Mace, the Kansas City current defender. As Mike called it rightly, Fox now being led away by the physios. Lauren Hemp was lucky to still be playing, and Haley Mace now sprints onto the pitch, and the play can resume, and she's getting into it, and she's going to get into the action straight away, as she'll be taking the throw-in. So her throw-in first action of the game, and the game now resumes. Lavelle now with the ball for the United States, and she's passed now to Alana Cook, now towards Huerta. Huerta under pressure from Greenwood, but does well to try and cross forward, but England do well to intercept that one. Or was it Chloe Kelly? I think it might have been Kelly who pursued her. Now the ball is with Horan, the captain. Was aiming for Rapinoe, but managed to find Greenwood. Now it's with Kira Walsh, and passing now to Chloe Kelly. Kelly passing now to Daly. Now it's with Greenwood, although Sophia Smith looked like she was going to try and get hold of it. Now it's with Millie Bright, the captain. Now finds Lucy Bronze. Now straight towards Horan. Horan now with the ball for the US, and now it's straight towards Rose Lavelle. And now has found Lauren Hemp. Now it's back with Kelly. Kelly towards Hemp, and still no score as of yet between QPR and Reading. As Greenwood now passing it to Bright. Now it's with Bronze towards Kira Walsh, or is it Fran Kirby? I think it might well have been Walsh. Now it's with Millie Bright. No, it was Stanway. Bright was aiming for Fran Kirby. Finds her. Now it's straight with Stanway. Although she's under pressure from the US, a foul. But nothing given against her. So play quickly resumed as Greenwood now passing around the wing and up towards Bright. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Now straight towards Bronze manages to hold on to the ball. Bronze to Mead. Now it's with Kira Walsh, and the ball is now aiming for Fran Kirby. Although Naomi Gurma does well to intercept that one, and well held by Gurma, and a throw in to be taken by England, and it will be Bronze to take the throw for the Lionesses, which she does. She throws really well. Now Bronze holding onto the ball again, passing around the ball, intercepted by the United States. Now taken back by Stanway. Stanway to Walsh. Walsh now crossing the ball towards Kelly, but Kelly misses that one. But she looked like she was going to try and go for it. But superb halt by Naya. Naya did well to halt her advances. But just over 25 minutes have been played. It's England 1, the United States 0. Greenwood now towards Bright. Bright now crossing towards Lucy Bronze, but again superbly taken by Naya, or should I say Gurma? Alyssa Naya will take the subsequent goal kick for Alyssa Naya will take the subsequent goal kick for the United States. Despite what's going on, Vlatko Adanovsky still remaining calm and composed. Megan Rapinoe had the ball momentarily, but lost it to Kira Walsh. Now it's Stanway to Bronze. Bronze now passing back the field to Bright. Now it's with Kira Walsh. Now Stanway back towards Walsh. Did Stanway get pushed by Horanabis? I think she may have been as a Greenwood passing it to Earps. Earps manages to clear out to England, but the US managed to steal it. It's now with Horan under pressure from Kirby. The US dealing with the pressure well, but losing the ball again to England, and it's going to be a USA throw-in to be taken by, I think that was Mace. Yes, indeed, it was Mace. And I'm actually surprised that the US aren't dealing with this all too. I'm surprised that the US aren't attacking as much as I feel that they want to. As Earps now just passing to Greenwood. Now it's with Georgia Stanway. Stanway losing the ball to Sophia Smith, and the USA have levelled. The United States are now back in it, and we'll confirm who the scorer is in just a second. It was actually Rose Lavelle who might have scored that one, and the Stars and Stripes are well and truly back in it. Will it be a worthwhile trip to those who have travelled from overseas to make it through? This is how I see it. Sophia Smith just took the ball without asking. Horan was struggling with Stanway, but Smith just managed to take the ball and just send it into goal right at the first touch. And Mike Hahnemann, that was an incredible shot.
So the way that I see that, I think it's very poor defending from England. Actually, I think it shows the dangers of passing out and playing out from the back. Obviously, Georgia Stanway loses possession there, and then the US are quick to capitalise on that and to actually punish the Lionesses there. So, yeah, for anyone that doesn't like playing out at the back, or watching teams play out at the back, then they'll certainly be saying, well, that's why, because the Lionesses there were that goals come from their own downfall, really, of playing it out from the back and then obviously losing possession cheaply. Yeah.
Good point. And it's a corner now to England. Difficult. England need to start putting more effort in. As a corner taken by Greenwood. Could this be the chance for England to retake the lead? And the answer to that is no. As a shot by, I couldn't see who it was, but something has happened to Lucy Bronze. It's getting really rough out there. I think Bronze might have picked up a nosebleed. We'll confirm on that one later. As Rodman now passing again to Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith trying to hold on to the ball, but losing it to England in the process. And surely now this is even a lot more extreme than the Women's World Cup's semi-final in France all those years ago. As Rose Lavelle passes to Smith. But intercepted by England, and the USA still trying to hold on to the ball. They're succeeding in doing so, but you'd have to say England could well be starting to lose out in defence.
I was just saying there, I was just going to say there regarding the challenge there in the area. I thought, that was a high boot for me, and I think if this goes to VAR, then this has certainly got every chance of being a penalty here because, that looked like a very high and dangerous challenge.
Just as I speak, it's going to VAR now as the referee goes over to have a look, see what all this was about. This was the challenge inside the goal area. Mace, a nasty boot there into the face of Lucy Bronze. That was clearly a boot to the face, in my view. Whether that will go to anything or not, I don't know. And straight away, I think it could well be a penalty or something for England. I'm not too sure, but definitely Mace is going to go straight into the book, and a yellow card given to Hayley Mace for that awful attempt on Bronze. That looked really nasty. That looked really nasty to me. And yes, indeed, it is a penalty. And surely now this could be the chance for England to bring themselves back into it. It might be a friendly, but this is not what we wanted to see. As Stanway gets ready to take the penalty. Is it going in? It is! And England have retaken the lead through Georgia Stanway. Whenever she's presented with opportunities to try and score, you can always count on her to provide something miraculous. And that penalty, did you see? And that penalty kick, did you see that as an easy one, Mike?
Personally, I thought it was quite an easy penalty there for her. Yeah, I thought it was, she'll be pleased with that. Obviously, giving away the possession for the US equalizer as well. She certainly would have wanted to bounce back really quickly and to get, get involved in the game in a positive aspect after doing so. And she was quick to do so there. A really cool and composed penalty to send the keeper the wrong way. So yeah, very impressive penalty. And yeah, I think there's probably none other than Georgia Stanway will be, feeling the relief from that right now after giving the possession away for the US equalizer just a few minutes ago.
So England now back into this game, and a quick update between QPR and Reading. It's 1-1. But it's 1-1 between the two. Andy Carroll scoring the opening goal for Reading in the 30th minute, a penalty, and Lyndon Dykes equalising in the 33rd minute. So 1-1 between QPR and Reading. As Georgia Stanway now has the ball once more for England, but taken away by Horan. Now it's with Rose Lavelle. Lavelle towards Megan Rapinoe. Rapinoe fouled by Mead, I think it was. Yes, it was. Yes, indeed, it was Mead. Bit of a clumsy one. Bit of a clumsy one in my view. As Naomi Gerber now has the ball for the United States. The United States now starting to feel the pressure a bit after going down at first, then equalising and now losing the lead. Beth Mead now has the ball once more for England. Now it's with Fran Kirby. I thought England was starting to lose it, but they appear to have got themselves back on track now as Beth Mead now under pressure from Naomi Gerber. Mead passing down the field to Bright. Now it's back with Greenwood. Greenwood now towards Walsh. Now it's with Georgia Stanway. Now Bronze passing to I think that was Lauren Hant, but and a superbly tackled by Mace this time. That's how to do it. And so it's now with Lindsay Horan. Mace had better watch herself. Otherwise, as we know, a second booking means that the red card will come out. And Naomi Gerber now passing to Hayley Mace. Mace now finding Lindsay Horan. doing well to control the ball. She passes to Alana Cook. Cook now to, I think that was Sophia Huerta. Now it's with Rodman back towards Cook. Cook now passing to Rodman. Rodman has found Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith now looking to take on Millie Bright. She finds the 18-yard box. Now straight to Rodman, and the USA have retaken the lead. It's passing, but it's now yo-yoing backwards and forwards. And or should I say equalised? I think I've lost my bearings a bit there, but the USA equalising. It's all happening at Wembley. It's all happening at Wembley. I can barely keep up. But what's your view on the Rodman goal, Mike?
Yeah, I was just watching it there, and I thought it could potentially be offside. I'm just having a look here whether there was a player in an offside position here for the US. So whether this will be chalked off or anything as well. There's certainly, I think there'll be a check on this one. But I did think that the England defence there, weren't exactly at the races really as such, and the US attack were just kind of cutting through them, like a knife through butter really. So it was very poor from the England defensive point. But I do believe that this will probably get checked over what's going to happen and whether it will stand or not. But I do think there was a US player slightly ahead of play there.
No, we're now checking to see what's happening right now. Smith had the ball but whether she was just offside or not, I don't know. Didn't have time to take a quick look. And will it go to another decision? The referee is in conversation with Rose Lavelle. We're just over 37 and a half minutes in, and the USA have equalised 2-2. Difficult to see from what I'm guessing on my monitor who was offside, if anybody. It might have been somebody a bit further forward, but I couldn't quite tell who it was. And the referee now looking to try and put all the pieces together. We're just over 38 minutes, and it's going to VAR. VAR is being checked, and or is it no VAR? No VAR, and the goal has been disallowed. The goal has been disallowed, and England are now back in the lead. These decisions do baffle me. These decisions do baffle me at the best of times. But the main thing is England are back in it. Do you think this was the right decision, Mike?
I think personally, when I look at it, I'd say it probably was. I think there was a US player there. I'm not too sure who it was either. One of them looked like they had just the boot slightly ahead of play there. Can't really argue with that one. I think that's probably the correct call. Yeah.
Things are now getting really intense between the two sides now, as England now have control of the ball again, and it's still 1-1, between QPR and Reading. Daly passing to Greenwood. Greenwood now towards Millie Bright. Now back to Greenwood. Greenwood's passing up the wing to Bright. Bright now passing to Lucy Bronze. Bronze finding, I think that was Mead. Now it's going towards Lucy Bronze, but tackled by Naomi Garber. And I don't think it was, but it might not have been in the correct way. So a throw-in has been given to England with 5 minutes to go until half-time. It's now England 2, the United States 1. As a Stanway, I should say, now with the ball for England. Now passing it to Rachel Daly. Daly, of course, knows quite a few of these players, having previously played for Houston Dash before moving to Aston Villa. Kelly towards Kira Walsh. Now it's with Georgia Stanway. A long-range shot, but swiftly blocked by the US. Now Stanway to Lucy Bronze, clipped away by Rapinoe, and the ball almost caught by Fran Kirby, but well defended by Sophia Huerta. And Mike saying I don't see why we need to have VAR in non-competitive games. I'm actually inclined to agree as Beth Mead gets ready to take the corner for England, and could this corner be the chance for England to extend their lead just that little bit further? As Mead kicks the ball in towards the 18-yard box, saved by the US, headed away by Horan. Smith almost colliding with Stanway, I think, and it's now with Kira Walsh. Walsh now passing up the wing to Bronze. Now Greenwood back towards Walsh. Walsh under pressure from the US. I think that was Mace who was trying to hound her, as a cross by Daly towards Chloe Kelly. Kelly now has picked up the ball. It's a throw in to England to be taken by Lucy Bronze, and it's still 1-1, but it's still 1-1 between QPR and Reading as a Kelly loses the ball to the United States. A throw in to them, and it will be taken by Hayley Mace. Mace throwing to Haran, but swiftly intercepted by England. Kirby tries to take the ball, but loses it to Rose Lavelle. But Millie Bright, superb interception. She's passed to Beth Mead. Mead now towards Fran Kirby. Kirby passing now towards Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp, can she find a way to make it her second of the night? But passing back now towards Daly. I think that was a wise call. Daly now with the ball for England. She's passed now to Millie Bright. Now it's back towards Daly. Daly now finds Millie Bright. Bright crossing up the field to Chloe Kelly, but Kelly misses the ball entirely, and that was just well too wide. Now the ball is now being picked up by Alyssa Nair. Nair to pick up the ball, and with just under 2.5 and with just under 2 minutes to go, and the reaction from Rodman and Adanovsky is one of annoyance of that goal being ruled out. As superb as it was, the decision just went against them because of offside. As Bronze now has the ball, she's passed to Kira Walsh. Now it's with Fran Kirby, cleared away by Garma. Now it's Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith under pressure from Bright, and Bright fouls Smith straight into the book for Millie Bright. A straight up yellow card. The referee just didn't hang around, and I think that was one or two shoves in the back, and I think that was a hack of the, and I think that might well have been a hack of the leg. It'll be interesting to hear Mike's thoughts about it. But it's a free kick now to the United States. Naomi Girma to take the free kick. She takes a few steps back, passes to, I think that's Hayley Mace. Mace crossing the ball now to Huerta. Now it's with Rose Lavelle. Lavelle crossing towards Megan Rapinoe, I should say. Rapinoe just managing to hold on to the ball. Now back towards Smith. Smith inside the 18-yard box, headed away by Millie Bright. Now it's with I think that might have been Andy Sullivan, but a USA player has gone down inside the box, inside the 18-yard box. That was Lindsay Horan, but the Millie Bright foul on Sophia Smith. How do you see that one, Mike?
Yeah, for me, I think that's the correct decision to give the yellow card there. And it just shows that she's got to be very, very careful and switched on now with the remaining second half of the game to come. And obviously now, it's going to be a target for the US. I'm sure they'll target her now, knowing that she's on the booking as well. Yeah.
Certainly looks like they will be. We're now into the first. Well, that's the first minutes of added on time. 3 minutes have been given as Georgia Stanway now with the ball for England, saved by Alyssa Nair. No, it was Lauren Hemp. It was in fact Lauren Hemp. It'll be interesting to see what the It'll be interesting to see what the discussion will be at half time as England still managed to hold on to the lead. We're now just over 1.5 minutes in. We're just having a look again at the potential offside. I think it was actually Rapinoe who was offside. I think it might well have been her, but Trinity Rodman, what must be going through her mind right now as I think that was Beth Mee, Lauren Hemp, I should say. Lauren Hemp must have gotten into an incident with Germa. The referee clearly not standing for any nonsense, and the free kick now given to the US as the ball is now back with Germa. Germa crossing towards Smith, I should say, but I think it was deflected away by Millie Bright. The ball has. And it's a throw into England. I think Smith might have just had the last touch to it. Goal kick for England, quickly taken. It's now Fran Kirby. Kirby on Rose Lavelle. Did Rose Lavelle sort of trip up? I think Kirby was trying to pass the ball around, but I think Lavelle was just quickly caught off guard. Rapinoe fouled by Lucy Bronze. That looked more clumsy rather than malicious in my view, but an elbow in the back. This is something I cannot ignore. And a free kick has been given to the United States. It'll be Rapinoe to take the free kick, or is it a corner? It looks. I thought it was going to be a corner, but it's a free kick from a far away angle. We're now into the 3rd minute of added on time. It looks like it could go a minute over than was initially intended, as Rapinoe composes herself and gets ready to take the free kick. Rapinoe takes a few steps back, raises her arm. She kicks the ball in towards the 18-yard box, but easily saved by England. Or was it a header by Horan? I think Horan's header went slightly wrong there, but the ball now picked up by Mary Ertz. Any second now it should be half time as Ertz gets ready to roll the ball out, and yes, indeed, it is half time. Was quite the we thought it was. I knew it was going to be exciting, but it turned out to be more frenetic than exciting, and there was a lot of action that we did not want to see. England came straight out the traps. The USA equalised, and England pulled ahead again. The USA pulled back, but the goal was ruled out. So halftime score at Wembley: England 2, the United States 1. And Mike Hahnemann, we were not expecting a first half the way we saw it.
No, it's been a very crazy first half, hasn't it? Yeah. I think, I said it at the start that it was sort of, two sides that were really cancelling each other out. And you could see there that the US, want to sort of put a standpoint on this as well. And you can see they got a really talented group of players there and a really good squad as well. And obviously, it shows that these two sides have won competitions and everything like that as well. So no, it was a really enjoyable first half. I thought England took the goal really, really well. It was some good build-up play, and then a tidy finish from Lauren Hemp, and then obviously the US capitalised on that Georgia Stanway mistake for the equaliser from England playing out from the back and getting caught out a little bit, and then obviously the penalty was given and rightly awarded, I should say, as well, in my opinion. there, and then obviously tucked away nicely by Stanway, sending the keeper the wrong way. So yeah, really, really good first half. Obviously the disallowed goal as well, where I think VAR's got that one right too. So yeah, I might have been a bit critical saying, it's a little bit frustrating that we have to have VAR in these non-competitive games, but I suppose if we're going to get to the correct and right decision anyway, it kind of is a way of testing the technology and sort of making sure it's all working all right before it comes to competitive football. So yeah, I was really impressed with that first half from two really good nations, and yeah, it's going to be a real intriguing second half as well.
The 1,000 nasty challenges. This is something that we really did not want. Something that we really did not want to see. It almost turned into a Premier League match at some point, you would say.
Well, to be honest, it almost turned into a conference or sort of football league standard at one point when some of the fouls and everything like that in this first half, and the team's trying to break up the play and trying to stop each other at any cost, really. So yeah, it's England have really got to be switched on here now for the halftime interval. I think Serena Wiegmann was going to say quite a lot in regards to their defending, because I thought for the goal that was given and the one that was disallowed was poor defending on both, really, from an England point of view. So I think that's something she's going to really be sort of on at her team about in the halftime interval there, to try and tighten up at the back and improve defensively there as well. But yeah, just hoping for more of the same, really, and another entertaining half will be great.
Let's just hope that could well be on the cards, and the halftime score for the championship match between Queen's Park Rangers and Reading, it's 1-1. It's 1-1 currently, and as I said at the start, and as I said almost at the start of the program, the winner could potentially take the lead of the championship, but we'll have to see as the second half goes on. We're going to take a break, but we'll be back shortly before the start. We're going to take a break, but we'll be back shortly before the start of this. But we'll be back before the start of the second half. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of England against the United States in this women's friendly. Although this game has been anything but friendly, as the teams are now back up onto the field getting ready for the second half. It'll be England to kick us off. Lauren Hemp and Georgia Stanway scored in the first half for England, and the first half. And the second half got and scoring for the US at first was Sophia Smith. Yes, it was indeed. Yes, indeed, it was Sophia Smith. Trinity Rodman equalised before her goal was disallowed. As the second half gets underway, as we are now back underway between England and the United States, can England hold on to their lead for the next 45 minutes, do the unthinkable, and beat the United States, the world champions? Huerta will take the throw-in for the US, and she throws to Lavelle. But England have now taken back control of the game as Bright passes to Mary Earps. Earps now passing back towards Bright. Bright's now passing it to Lucy Bronze. Lucy, or was it Kira Walsh? I think it might have been Walsh. Greenwood now with the ball. Greenwood to Lucy Bronze. Now back towards Mary Earps in goal. Bright now with the ball once again. Now it's with Kira Walsh. Now straight towards Chloe Kelly. Kelly under attack, I should say, by Trinity Rodman. Rodman was at the ball briefly, but it was cleared out by Earps, as it'll be a throw-in to the US. I think an England player might have gotten ahead, so it might well have been Daly who got the last touch to it. The United States get ready to throw, as Sophia Smith tries to take the ball, but was tackled by Millie Bright, and the ball is now back with England. Walsh now to Daly, now Millie Bright. Now it's gone to Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp just manages to tap the ball out of play, and the ball is now once again, and ball is now out of play once again, as the US now, as England now take control of the ball once again, as the US now back in possession. Sullivan now towards Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith tries to go for a second, but the shot was just a fraction too wide, but England still managing to hold on to their lead. Chloe Kelly now with the ball, but a foul on Millie Bright, Lucy Bronze, I should say, just as things get going again. And it's a yellow card for Rodman. Or was it Daly? It was Daly who was fouled by Rodman. And Rodman's foot just caught Daly on the leg. Or did she actually try on the foot? No, it was a clip. No, it was a clip to just above her foot. A clip on the shin there. It didn't look intentional in my view. Rodman surprisingly calm about it. As Greenwood now passing to Earps. Earps now passing it back towards Greenwood. And it's now with Kira Walsh. Walsh losing the ball to Andy Sullivan, and it's now with Naomi Girma. Girma now crossing the ball out of play, and it's still as we prepare for the next throw, and it's still 1-1 between QPR and Reading in the Championship, and the ball now back in play between England and the US, cleared away by Earps. Now the ball is with England again. Well defended by Lauren Hemp. I think she clipped a USA player, but she's still managing to go on. She's passed now to Beth Mead, just outside the 18-yard box. Now straight towards Lucy Bronze. And it was almost headed goal by Hemp, but offside. She's offside. Difficult to see who was difficult to see who was actually offside. It's understandably, I think it might well have been Mead. But the ball's now taken back by the USA. Mace shoved in the back by Mead, but the ball's now going toing and froing between England and the US. Rodman trying to pass to Sophia Smith, but well blocked by England. It's now with Walsh under pressure from Horan, but she manages to pass to Stanway by the looks of it. It's now with Frank Kirby. Kirby pelting up the field now under pressure from Sullivan, but she does the right thing to pass to Chloe Kelly. And Kelly now crossing the ball into the 18-yard box, saved by Alyssa Nair. Well saved by the US number one. And it's now, and the ball is now with Stanway. Stanway passing now to Chloe Kelly. Kelly now in possession with the ball. She's passed to Kirby. Hemp passing now back to towards Kira Walsh. It seems now it's back with Walsh. Now Stanway, or should I say Daly? Daly passing now to Greenwood. Now Millie Bright. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes, nearly 6 minutes into the second half. It's still England 0. England 2, I should say. The United States 1. As Daly passing the ball backwards and forwards. It's now with Kira Walsh. Now Greenwood. Greenwood passing back now towards Daly. Walsh. Now Greenwood again. Greenwood trying to find Bright, but it's actually ended up with Earps. Now Earps passing back towards Greenwood. Under pressure from Lavelle. Passing to Walsh. Walsh under pressure from Rodman, but she crosses towards Lucy Bronze. Bronze now with the ball, and an incident has happened. Something has happened involving Hayley Mace and an England and Beth Mead. By the looks of it, Beth Mead is having a rough time of it out there. And Hayley Mace, she has to watch herself. Although I think Beth Mead looked like, although I think it might well have been Mead who was at fault. Mead clutching her chest. I think she might have a stitch in there or something, but they both get away with this. And Mead's having another go at Mace, clearly not happy with what happened just now. And another foul this time between Lauren Hemp and Naomi Girma. What on earth was that all about? But Girma now has the ball for the US. She passes to Rapinoe, who misses, and Rapinoe. Rapinoe just I think slips up a little bit, but managed to keep herself upright. So Rapinoe tried to get the ball away from, tries to take the ball after being passed to by Girma, but she lost control at the last moment, and it'll be Bronze to take the throw towards Stanway. Bronze with the ball still under pressure from Sophia Smith. She finds Lauren Hemp now back to Georgia Walsh. Now it's back with Lauren Hemp. Hemp under pressure from Sullivan, but she manages to pass to Kelly. Kelly going for a long-range shot, but just wide. Kelly's shot on goal was just wide. Had she been a few inches closer, that would have been the third for England. And you have to say she was very unlucky to miss. It could. And I'm surprised it didn't. And so I'm surprised it wasn't chested away by Alana Cook. But goal kick quickly taken by Naya. But England still trying to capitalise on their momentum. A foul on Sophia Smith. But I think she may well have got the last touch of the ball. Throw-in given to England. And it will be Daly to take the throw. Still 1-1 between QPR and Reading in the Championship. And as things stand, Sheffield United will still lead going into tomorrow's batch of fixtures. and it'll be a throw-in to England as back to the here and now. Throw-in to England to be taken by Daly. Daly tries to throw to Kelly, but headed away by the US. Now the ball is back with Daly. Daly now trying to cross. Now does a long-range shot cross to Mary Earps. Earps holds the ball, but clears it out just in time. Andy Sullivan now for the US. Now it's back with Trinity Rodman. Rodman towards, I think that was Alana Cook. Yes, indeed, it was Alana Cook, but taken away by England. It's Lauren Hemp by the looks of it. She's passed to Frank Kirby. Now towards Lucy Bronze. Bronze shot just misses the side net, just hits the side netting, I should say. And England and the USA breathe a sigh of relief. I thought that ball was going to go straight in, and I'm sure most of you listening would have thought so as well. Lucy Bronze, unlucky to miss that time, but given how well England are playing, I feel pretty sure that that's a third for them will come. What looked to be a long range volley for the US. Where it goes over the net, goes over the crossbar. That was Sophia Huerta. Goal kick to England, quickly taken by Earps. It's now with Alex Greenwood. Greenwood now with the ball for England. Straight now to Frank Kirby. Now back to Daly, I should say, who's under pressure from Rodman. Rodman does well to tackle. Was trying to look for Sophia Smith, but England were too quick. Daly now towards Kirby, but nicked by Sullivan. Sullivan trying to find Megan Rapinoe. She does so. Although the ball just bounced off a couple of England players' hands before it could get to Rapinoe. Rapinoe showed us what she was made of during the Women's World Cup in 2019. It's just a pity we haven't been able to see much of her attacking prowess so far tonight. As Hemp now passing to Kira Walsh. Walsh now with the ball for England. Walsh now passing to Kirby. Now Alex Greenwood. Now it's gone back to Mary Earps. Now it's with Bright again. Sophia Smith looking to try and tackle off Earps, but Earps doing really well in goal. And it's now with ball is now with I think that was Kelly, but it's now gone towards Lindsay Horan. Horan losing the ball to Stanway now, but Horan takes the ball again. Horan towards Rapinoe, saved by Mary Earps. And I think this was more like the Megan Rapinoe we were used to seeing at the Women's World Cup. Or did it actually miss her? I think it did. But regardless of what happened, England still retain their 2-1 lead, and the ball is now with Lauren Hemp to Chloe Kelly. Now back to Daly. Daly now towards Kirby. Now it's with Kira Walsh. Walsh, Kirby once again. Kirby trying to cross to Bronze, I think it was, but intercepted by Rapinoe. Smith tries to get hold of the ball, but Lauren Hemp is quick to steal that one. The referee bringing a halt to proceedings momentarily, but play gets back underway again. Rapinoe to Rose Lavelle. Rose Lavelle for the United States passes to Horan, but well intercepted by England. Stanway, Kirby now. Kirby to, I think that's Chloe Kelly, but fouled by I think that should be but fouled by Andy Sullivan. It was actually Lauren Hemp who was fouled by Sullivan, so a free kick has been given to England. I think that's former. I think that's one of the US's former coaches looking on. That might well have been the manager who led them to the Women's World Cup in 2019. If you know who that is, then do please comment. as Mary Earps now has the ball for England, straight out, but she passes to Millie Bright. Bright was aiming for Beth Mead, but intercepted by the US. It's now Rapinoe from Horan. Rapinoe needs to find someone to pass to, and quickly she does so to Hayley Mace. Mace now passing to Cook. Cook does a long-range cross, tries to do a cross to Rodman, but England holding their ground really well. It's now Horan just outside the 18-yard box. She passes to Rapinoe, and Rapinoe now passing back towards Mace. Mace tries, but the ball just momentarily bounced off the referee's legs by the looks of it. So it'll be a free kick to the US. Quickly taken by Mace. Rapinoe, now Horan. Horan just outside the 18-yard box, doing really well as the captain in place of the regular captain, Becky Sauerbrunn, who is on the substitutes bench. Horan just outside the 18-yard box. She does a back pass to Rapinoe. Rapinoe tries to go for goal, but it doesn't go in, and England still hold on to their lead. Horan did really well. Horan did really well with the back pass to Rapinoe, but Millie Bright actually blocked it, and a corner has been given to the US. Rapinoe to take the corner kick. Raises her arm to signal that she is ready. Kicks the ball into the goal area. Picked up by Alana Cook, but intercepted by Daly. Good defending by England. It's now with Germer towards Rose Lavelle. Rose Lavelle back towards Naomi Germer. Germer now with the ball, and she's passed to Sophia Smith, but well stopped by the England defenders. Earps now with the ball, clearing the ball away to Rachel Daly. Daly passing back towards Alex Greenwood. Greenwood's now passing to Kirby. Now it's with Kira Walsh. Walsh now finds Earps. Earps to Millie Bright. Bright now trying to do a forward cross to somebody, but well halted by the US. As we now have less than 30 minutes to go until full time. It is still 1-1 between QPR and Reading in the Championship. As substitutions, as a couple of substitutes are being made for the US. Off go Sullivan and Huerta, and on will come Sam Coffey and Crystal Dunn. Crystal Dunn, as I said earlier, played for Chelsea for a brief period. Played for Chelsea for a couple of seasons in the Women's Super League, so she's known. So she's quite well known to some England players, no more so than Fran Kirby. As Rose Lavelle now has the ball for the US, but intercepted by England. Well tackled, I should say. Alana Cook now for the USA. Cook trying to cross the ball forward, but it was well stopped by Mary Earps. Earps rolls the ball out towards Millie Bright. Now with the ball, she's passed to Lucy Bronze. Bronze now towards Stanway. Stanway now has control of the ball. She passes to Greenwood. Greenwood does a forward cross now to Lauren Clark Kelly, I should say, loses momentum, but the US now taking advantage of this. It's now Rodman in towards the 18-yard box. Now it's Sophia Smith. Smith brought down by Georgia Stanway. Looks about 50-50 from what I can see, but play still going on. I think that will be a corner to the US. Hemp, I think, shoved her in the back briefly, but did she go? But did Smith touch her as well? Difficult to say who was at fault. Like I say, about 50-50. Anyway, corner given to the United States. Difficult to see who is actually taking the corner kick. It is actually Rapinoe. Rapinoe kicks the ball into the goal area, but intercepts it, but deflected away by England. Crystal Dunn passing the ball now to, I think that was Sam Coffey, but Coffey passing to Naya. It's now Naomi Girma and Crystal Dunn now. Crystal Dunn now with the ball. She passes to Lindsay Horan. Horan back towards Dunn. The USA are starting to show just that fraction more aggression than England, I would say. But England are still holding their ground. Hemp losing the ball to Alana Cook. And the ball is now being picked up by Trinity Rodman. Rodman passing to Coffey, but Stanway takes the ball back. Now passing to Kirby. Now back to Stanway. Stanway passing it to Kira Walsh. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Bronze towards Mead. Now back towards Bronze. Bronze again to Mead. Now it's with Stanway. And it's now gone back to Greenwood. Greenwood to Walsh now. Millie Bright. Greenwood again. Daly now. Back to Greenwood. Now Bright. Straight back to Lucy Bronze. They're doing all that. England are doing all they can to hold the United States off. As Daly now has the ball briefly. Now it's back to Bronze. Bronze trying to cross the ball forward, but the ball's taken by Naomi Girma. 66 minutes gone. England 2, the United States 1 is the latest score. It's still 1-1 between QPR and Reading in the championship. Neither side will be able to take the lead in the championship as it stands. As Hayley Mace now with the ball for the US. She's passed to I think that's Sam Coffey. Coffey to Rapinoe. Now straight to Rose Lavelle. Lavelle holding on to the ball. She's trying to pass to Rapinoe, but was fouled by Chloe Kelly. And Rose Lavelle looks annoyed at this. Chloe Kelly a bit cross as well. I have to say Kelly was definitely at fault here. Just tugging on Lavelle's shirt. No wonder that frustrated Lavelle. A free kick to the United States. They haven't been able to take advantage of these free kicks and that given to them. Will Megan Rapinoe turn things around this time? And Trinity Rodman now has the ball inside the 18-yard box. She's trying to go for a shot, but it's to no avail that time. And this could well have been the chance at redemption for Trinity Rodman, who scored that goal earlier on, which was disallowed, but it was not to be that time. And momentary show of frustration on the face of Vlatko Adanovsky. And Ella Toone is going to come onto the pitch for England as Frank Kirby will make way for her. Ella Toone, you can always count on her coming on as a substitute. She's always been able to pull something miraculous out of the bag for England, as she's done so throughout the World Cup qualifying campaign and indeed the Women's Euros. As Mee tries to pass the Bronze, but the US have taken the ball back, and it's now with Crystal Dunn. Dunn to Sophia Smith. Smith now tries to find Lavelle, but well intercepted by England and Alex Greenwood. Greenwood passing to Millie Bright. Now it's straight to Mary Earps. Earps trying to pass the ball out to England, but loses it to the US. That was Cook momentarily, but England have taken the ball back, and the ball is now with Chloe Kelly to Georgia Stanway and Kira Walsh. Kira Walsh now back towards Stanway. Stanway now with the ball. She pushes Crystal Dunn in the back. That was very unnecessary, but it's given the US the advantage as Crystal Dunn now has the ball for the Stars and Stripes. Passing now to Rapinoe. Rapinoe now passing it to the captain, Lindsay Horan. And now back towards Germa. Germa crossing tried to cross to Lavelle, but well intercepted by England. It's now with Beth Mead. Mead towards Stanway. And now straight back to Millie Bright. Bright now again to Stanway. Stanway to Mead. Now back towards Walsh. Now it's gone back to Lucy Bronze. Kira Walsh now with the ball, and it's straight back to Stanway. Rapinoe now with the ball. She's passed to Sophia Smith. Now it's Trinity Rodman. Rodman's going for it. She's managing to hold on. She's managing to hold on to the ball despite advances from the England players, and she passed to Rapinoe. I think Rodman, when she had the chance, should have taken the shot at goal to equalise the game, but she didn't do it. And that well-timed tackle by Rachel Daly, but that tackle from Rachel Daly might well have unsettled her. So still in possession, but a US player has gone down. That might be Hayley Mace by the looks of it. I think she might have done something to her leg, or is it one of the substitutes? I think it's one of the substitutes warming up as Akira Walsh now has the ball for England towards Alex Greenwood. Now Chloe Kelly, Kira Walsh again. Walsh doing really well to hold on to the ball, but she's under pressure from Hayley Mace. But Earps manages to sort this one out, and Chloe Kelly now has the ball for England. She's passed to Toon, I think it was. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Bronze passing now to Beth Mead. Mead back to Bronze, trying to hold off the advantage of Dunn. Mead towards Georgia Stanway. Stanway now to, I think that's Ella Toon. Toon loses the ball to Sam Coffey. But well cleared out of goal by Alyssa Nair. It's been rather fraught these past few minutes, and it's been well fraught throughout the past few minutes, and the action still isn't over yet, as Stanway now has controlled the ball. The ball has now found Walsh. Walsh now towards Beth Mead. Tackled by Rapinoe. Rapinoe for the US tries to pass to Sophia Smith, but England have managed to regain control. Now it's with Daly. Daly to Walsh. Daly does really well to hold on to the ball, but US trying to take hold of it, but it's now with Chloe Kelly. Kelly towards Georgia Stanway. Cook tries to intercept, but Stanway, or should that be Toon's shirt was pulled, just fouled outside the 18-yard box, but the referee says play on. Stanway back in control of the ball, and it's now with Kira Walsh. Walsh to Millie Bright. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Bronze now passing it to Bright. Now it's with Alex Greenwood. Greenwood passing back to Bright. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Rapinoe trying to hunt them down, as the ball is now with Mary Earps. Earps now passing out to Greenwood, and now the ball is with Ella Toon. Toon towards Chloe Kelly. Now back to Kira Walsh by the looks of it. I think Daly had it momentarily. Now it's with Greenwood. Greenwood to Bright. She passes to Earps, who crosses forward and almost gives the ball away to the US, but England still managing to take it back. Lauren Hemp tries to tackle it off. Naomi Gurman to no avail, and the US are now back in control of the ball. It's with Crystal Dunn. play has been stopped for something. I think that was the incident between Hemp and Germer. Did Hemp push Germer in the back? I think she might well have done, but nothing given against either player. With just over 15 minutes to go, England just have to at least hold on to do the unthinkable. The US need to attack more. And Hayley Mace, who got the yellow card earlier, that was an incident on Chloe Kelly. She could well be sent off, but nothing given against her. But like I said earlier, she has to watch her back. Otherwise, it's game over for her. Sam Coffey now with the ball. She's under attack from Ella Toone. Toone tries to tackle it, but Daly now has the ball for England. I think that was a pass that went wrong for the US. It's now with Millie Brights, who passes to Kira Walsh. Walsh now back towards Brights. 15 minutes on the clock left now. And still 1-1 between Reading and QPR in the Championship. England lead the US by 2-1 as Mead tried to advance forward, but was tackled by Germer, and a throw into England. And the ball is now with Georgia Stanway. Stanway holds on to the ball despite a tackle by Coffey. She goes for it, but just over the crossbar. Unlucky to miss on that occasion, but she has done really well as an England international. 14 goals in 43 appearances. All this time she has shown what a great young player she is. Likely she's doing the same. Likely she's doing the same for Bayern Munich in the Frauen Bundesliga, as Alana Cook, it appears to me, has had an incident inside the goal area. I think that was an earlier, and I think that might have been a foul by Hemp or whoever, but really frenetic stuff right now, and that was just a replay shot of all the goals that we've just seen. As yes, indeed, it is Alana Cook. She's being looked over by the physios. Nothing serious, it seems. So she looks to be okay, and that is good news so far for the US. And the fans jumping up and down, most of them from England, showing their appreciation. And one of the signs is saying, "Mary Earps, can I please have your shirt?" We've been seeing a lot of "Can I have your shirt?" signs in recent England matches, particularly during the Women's Euros. But it'll be a goal kick now to the US, to be taken by Alyssa Nair. Nair manages to clear the ball out of goal, but intercepted by England. Not for long now, though. It's Sophia Smith towards Rose Lavelle. Now back to Sophia Smith. Smith tries to hold off the advances of Millie Bright, but Bright is able to deflect that one away. And it's now going to be a corner to the United States, and whether the USA will be able to convert this one into goal. It'll be Rapinoe again to take the corner, and the ball is now with Sophia Smith, but well tackled by Lauren Hemp. She just wants to take on everybody. Doing really well to hold on to the ball. She passes to Beth Mead. Mead just outside the 18-yard box now, trying to hold off the advances of Lavelle, but to no avail that time. And had Mead somehow crossed into the 18-yard box, somebody would have been there to pick up the pieces and score England's third. It'll be Lucy Bronze to take the throw-in with almost 10 minutes to go as Bronze passes to Lauren Hemp, who heads the ball now, and the ball has gone out, and momentary halts of play look like somebody might have been offside. Difficult to see what happened. And it looks to me as though 3 substitutions are going to be made for the United States. So if memory serves me correctly, with the earlier substitution in the first half, that'll mean that the US will have used up all of their 5 substitutions, as Crystal Dunn now has the ball for the US, but tackled by Lucy Bronze. And Crystal Dunn, Crystal Dunn, yet to see more of her, as it'll be a free kick to Megan Rapinoe. Rapinoe gets ready to take the free kick. Has been able to convert any free kick or corner into goal so far. Will it be different this time? Not to be. As England once again showcased their superb defensive skills. That was a well-timed deflection by Millie Bright, and in the championship, QPR have taken the lead again. QPR have taken the lead against Reading. Lyndon Dykes in the 84th minute, and should QPR carry on the way they are, they will overtake Reading in the championship standings. But if Reading somehow pull something out of the bag and go on to win, they will take the lead in the championship at least until tomorrow. But this was an incident which I did not quite see, involving a couple of US players. Difficult to make this one out, and it will go to a VAR decision. A VAR check will go into this. Mike is right. Quite why VAR has to be used in non-competition matches such as this. I don't know. Rose Lavelle tries to kick the ball, but it bounced off the bottom of Lauren Hemp. Whether it will be a penalty or not, so no penalty given to the US. I think that was just a deflect. I think it was just deflected away by. I think it was just deflected away by Hemp. Clearly bounced off her bottom there, but nothing given. Nothing given to the US. That is all I can say. Whether there'll be a couple of substitutions, and there are going to be at least 3 substitutions for the US, as Rodman makes way for Ashley Sanchez, and Naomi Germer makes way for Becky Sauerbrunn, and on will come Alyssa Thompson, who will replace Megan Rapinoe. 7 minutes to go until full time. England 2, the USA 1, and the substitutions are now going on as we speak. Alyssa Thompson, Ashley Sanchez, and Becky Sauerbrunn make their way onto the pitch. Would have liked to have seen more from Megan Rapinoe, but such is how England, how competitive England have been. We just weren't able to see that. So, but that's international football for you. As Horan passing to Alana Cook, and straight now to Lucy Bronze. Bronze now to I think that was Ella Toon, I think it was. Now it's with Georgia Stanway. No, sorry, it was in fact Walsh earlier. Now it's gone to Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly now crossing the ball into the 18-yard box. Now it's with Beth Mead. Mead passing the ball now to Lucy Bronze. Bronze now finds Ella Toon. Tries to get to Lauren Hemp, but well intercepted by the US. And it will be Rachel Daly to take the throw in for England. Serena Wigman looking very calm and composed, with a bit of tension as she always is. Daly gets ready to take the throw in. Cleans the ball with her shirt. She lines up the ball to aim for the throw, which she does. Headed by Ella Toon, and it's now with Lauren Hemp. Straight now to, but it was intercepted by the US. That was quickly taken by Hayley Mace. And a foul, I think that was on Sophia Smith. But England still managing to hold on to the lead. Free kick to the US. And the ball is now gone to Rose Lavelle. Lavelle now with the ball. Under pressure from Rachel Daly. But the US still holding on to the ball. It's now Cook was aiming for Horan, but I think that was a bit of argy-bargy going on between Horan and Bright. Couldn't quite make out entirely what happened as Earps rolls the ball out towards Bright. Earps now has the ball. She has to watch out for Sophia Smith, as does Alex Greenwood. Greenwood now passing to, I think that was Kira Walsh, intercepted by Rose Lavelle. Now it's with Sophia Smith. Sophia Smith now trying to cross to Thompson, but well saved by Earps. Bronze towards, I think, was aiming for somebody further up front, but the US tried to intercept. Things appear to have calmed down slightly, as opposed to what happened, as opposed to what's happened throughout the majority of this game, and particularly throughout the mid-period in the first half when it started to get dirty. As Sauerbrunn now has the ball for the US. She passes to Crystal Dunn, or was it Alyssa Thompson? No, it was Alyssa Thompson. As Georgia Stanway now passing to Ella Toon. Toon now back towards Stanway. Stanway tries to go for it, but it's too wide. She just aims that fraction a bit wide. But that's not for lack of trying. And it's difficult, but it's also difficult to see who will get my player of the match. As sponsored by Commentary Services, we'll let you know within the next couple of minutes or so. As Rose Lavelle has the ball for the US, it's almost taken by Thompson, but England do well to intercept. It's now with Daly. Daly passing to Greenwood now. Now Millie Bright. The ball is now with Kira Walsh. Walsh now back to Bronze and Millie Bright. Bright has now found Alex Greenwood. Greenwood back towards Bright. Bright to Bronze. Now Georgia Stanway. Stanway to Ella Toon by the looks of it. Yes, indeed, it is Toon. Now Beth Mead. Mead just outside the 18-yard box tries to find two, but well tackled by Becky Sauerbrunn. And it'll be a throw, and it looks like it'll be a throw-in to England to be taken by Lucy Bronze. Bronze aims for the throw. She throws to Ella Toon by the looks of it. Toon was, I think, dispossessed by one of the US defenders. No foul given, though, as Bright now has the ball for England towards Beth Mead, but shoving the back on Lucy Bronze by by Lindsay Horan, and the referee now looking to talk to Lindsay Horan. That has surely got to be a yellow card. A nasty shove in the back on Bronze. And if she doesn't get a yellow card, then I'll be very surprised. It doesn't look like she will. And coming on for the last looks like coming on for the last couple of minutes of the match will be Lauren James. Lauren James made quite the appear. Lauren James appeared for a few minutes in England's World Cup qualifying winning match against Austria as Georgia Stanway, I should say, now has the ball. She's passed to Kira Walsh. Walsh now with the ball for England. Now back towards Stanway. Stanway towards Hemp. She's now found Kira Walsh. Walsh straight into the 18-yard box. Tries to get to Ella Toon, but well intercepted by Hayley Mace. Mace for the US. But she loses the ball to England. Chloe Kelly tries to take it, but it's now with Lauren Hemp. Back towards Kelly. Hemp again. Now it's with Georgia Stanway. 3 minutes have been added on, just like in the first half, as an attempt on goal by Toon goes over the crossbar. That was not the correct angle to take the shot, in my view. She should have been a few paces back as Lauren Hemp gets ready to come on as a substitute. She will be substituting for Chloe Kelly, and just as that happens, I can now say that my player of the match is Georgia Stanway for the way she redeemed herself by taking that penalty kick. Lost the ball conceded the ball to Sophia Smith for that first half goal, but she made up for it with that. But she made up for it with that penalty. So well done to Georgia Stanway, our player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. If you think somebody else should have been your player of the match, if you think somebody else should have been player of the match, then do let me know. As what looked to be an attempt on goal by the US was deflected away by England. 1.5 minutes on the clock left, and it's full time between QPR and Reading. The final score there 2-1 as QPR now move up to third in the championship. Lauren James now for England. But loses the ball to Rose Lavelle. Can the US find a last-minute equalizer? It doesn't look like it will be right now. Sophia Smith scored that amazing equalizer for the US in the first half. But are the US now starting to run out of options with not much long on the clock left? We're now coming up to the last 30 seconds of this additional period of injury time. Serena Wiegmann calmly takes a drink, and it looks very much as though England are going to do the unthinkable and beat the USA. I can't remember the last time England beat the world champions in any match. As Crystal Dunn takes the final throw, takes what could well be the final throw-in of the game. Surely now the whistle has got to go. Horan now with the ball for the US, intercepted by Lucy Bronze for England, and there it goes. The unthinkable has been achieved. England have beaten the world champions. It was built to be an exciting match between the European and world champions. What we got was a truly frenetic and action-paced game. If at times the action turned a little dirty, but the end result is that England have taken the win. Final score at Wembley Stadium. England 2, the United States 1, and we've got Russ Vernon on the stream. Good evening, Russ.
Good evening, Nicholas. How are you doing, my friend? You okay?
Yes, and yes, that was quite frenetic. What do you make of the match?
Yeah, I think it's been a fantastic game. I think the disallowed goal for USA, Nicholas, even though it probably would have been a 2-2 game or could have been a different game in the second half, I don't think that goal should have been disallowed. I thought she was onside as that ball was played through to her, but I thought England had chances. I don't know how the referee didn't see when the ball struck Lauren Emp on her backside. How she didn't see it there. I don't know how she thought it hit her hand, but I think the referee did well in the game, and I think England performed well. And I was just saying to my dad just before we finished, Nicholas, that England under Serena Wiegman, since Serena Wiegman has come in, I've not lost a game under her. So, which is a very good feat for England to do, and especially to beat the world champions as well at Wembley Stadium.
That has got to be some kind of unprecedented record. I cannot remember the last time any team, let alone an international team, went so long without losing a single match. And to touch on briefly on the QPR Reading match, Reading had a golden opportunity to take the championship lead, but QPR were just able to better them.
Yes, I was watching that game as well, Nicholas, as well as watching the Lionesses tonight. In the first half, before Reading took the lead through an Andy Carroll penalty, QPR should have had a penalty of their own. Sam Hutchinson, former Sheffield Wednesday player, ball came in from the left-hand side and he clearly struck Hutchinson's hand before bouncing onto his chest and wide. The referee, you can see why the referee didn't give it, because there was a player in front of him, so he couldn't really see there. But it should have been a definite penalty. The Reading penalty was a penalty as well, and in the good header from Dags for the first goal, and then in the second half it was a definite penalty. Reading had some chances in the second half as well, Nicholas. But for me, I think overall, I think possibly a draw would have been a fair result. Loftus Road this evening, but Reading just couldn't hold on and conceded later, get a penalty away, which was a definite penalty in the second half. So, and that's how QPR won it. But I think a draw would have been a fair result in that one, Nicholas. Like I said, I watched that one while I was watching the Lionesses game as well this evening.
If both Reading and QPR continue to play the way they are, do you see them as potential playoff candidates?
I wouldn't say so for Reading, Nicholas, and that's because I think at the moment Reading are punching above the weight from where they will be. I think Reading will be around about mid-table come the end of the season. With QPR, I think it's going to be the same as well. There's too many good teams in that division. I think a lot of the teams who's up near the top at the moment may not stay there. Some down at the bottom may not stay there as well. I think one team I do think could struggle this season is Coventry City. I know they've played a game less, but they've not really started really well. Rotherham did start. I think Rotherham will finish around about mid-table, where they round about where they are now, from what I've seen of them so far this season, taking out the last two games against Wigan and Millwall. But I think Rotherham, if they play like they can do in Matt gets up and when he likes his teams to play, I think Rotherham will have a good chance. But for Reading and QPR, I don't think there'll be a promotion push this season. I think they'll be around about mid-table along with Rotherham United, Nicholas.
Okay, back to England against the US. Which player from either side stood out for you?
Well, for me, Nicholas, in this one, I think there's a lot of players who stood out for me today for on the England side. I think Millie Bright led well at the back and captained England brilliantly. Chloe Kelly had a good game as well until she went off. Rapinoe, we know what she can do for the United States. If I were to pick a player of the match in the line from the Lionesses game this evening, Nicholas, I'd probably go for one from the winning side, which is from England, and I'll probably go for Beth Mead. I know I didn't really touch on her when I mentioned a few players there, but I think Beth Mead showed a good presence up front, unlucky not to get on the score sheet as well. With Ebb, I think her goal was a bit lucky how he just kindly fell to after poor defending from the United States. Let's be honest, it was poor defending from the USA, in my opinion. People may disagree with me. If you do, you can get in touch with us in the comments or in the chat below after the stream's finished. Let me know your thoughts and who you think about the opening goal. As I already touched on, Nicholas, the USA second equalizer was wrongly chalked off, but I think it was a good game, and I think only for USA there were Rapinoe and a couple of others. I can't remember off the top of my head which other two stood out. I'm just gonna have a quick look at their team while I've got the teams in front of me here. For me, as well as along with Rapinoe, I'll probably say Sophia Smith and Trinity Rodman also stood out for me. If I were to pick one from USA, I'll probably go for Megan Rapinoe, and from England, I'll probably go with Beth Mead. I think Beth Mead, and I'll probably just go Beth Mead overall. I think she played well. Yes, Empress and we will probably take the headlines for the 2 goals for England tonight, but for me, Beth Mead was my player of the match overall in the England against USA game, Nicholas.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you very much, Russ. And that just about wraps up our coverage of the women's friendly between England and the USA. Thank you very much to everyone who's been listening. Thank you to Russ and Mike for joining in when they did. And I've been Nicholas Jones. Have a great rest of the evening and an enjoyable weekend. That's all from me. Goodbye.